A Barcelona company pioneering these techniques is establishing the method known as gaming, sessions of games with dice and a good deal of strategy in which, without leaving the room, participants learn to apply knowledge, take maximum advantage of their resources, and improve their group relations.
A board, some dice, a shaker, and a few sweets to keep them going through a long afternoon of fun. We could be talking about a game of Trivial, but this group is playing Synergy. In addition to the unusual cards and counters, this board game involves a monitor and a computer. To be more precise, it's a computer simulator of the workings of a company. The result is a made-to-measure game that recreates business organization and increases employees' performance.
We are condensing into a 2-day laboratory experience what may take place in a company throughout possibly an entire year. This involves the capability of reproducing human behavior derived from interrelationships and results in the possibility of taking advantage of this behavior by recognizing it and understanding its mechanisms, and being able to export it into the real world.
The game is divided into 6 cycles. In the first 3 cycles, participants learn the dynamics of the simulator. They begin on an individual basis until such time as they realize that they earn greater benefits by working in groups. To complete the 4th cycle, the players must communicate with each other. The 5th cycle encourages coordination, and the final cycle is focused on cooperation.
What we do is provoke a series of reactions which induce, I wouldn't like to say force, but rather induce the group to experiment with why they should communicate, why they should cooperate, and why they should coordinate.
We are now beginning to realize that working as a team, and not just as another individual in the department, but working as a company and seeing a little of the synergy in the projects is really how we can obtain benefit, which is the final aim of this game, in fact, because in the game, planning is absolutely fundamental.
The course is divided into 3 parts. First, a horizontal selection of managers is grouped together, so that later they can judge what has been learned. The vertical organization takes in all the members of a department, and in the transversal game, the bosses and their collaborators never coincide. No matter what the participants' jobs may actually be, the simulator can be applied in widely differing types of companies.
I think it's effective in almost all professional fields. Thinking in terms of organizations that are somewhat complex, the larger companies, because during the game, real work problems appear methodically, which we, in theory, are experts, still make mistakes. These are the same mistakes we make continually in everyday life.
The players end up playing together as a team, and most important of all, they do so of their own free will rather than by imposition. To achieve this, they must overcome certain obstacles, and reaching a good level of communication is essential in arriving at agreement. The Synergy computer program was developed over 2 years and tested for 6 months before being applied in companies. The result is highly positive. Being a game, it's 75% more effective than other traditional training methods. The board represents the wheel of knowledge, and as the players respond to questions, they assimilate concepts. The simulator allows them to take up to 5 decisions per minute. Like every game, this one has hidden traps. Right answers are rewarded with points, which are indicated on the scoreboard.
First thing the participants do is play in the game and accumulate points, which later appear here. This scoreboard strengthens the participants' perception of competitiveness, so subconsciously and naturally they tend to compete with each other, when the real aim of the course is quite the contrary.
Training Games is the pioneer in the area of simulation and gaming. In contrast to the open-air residential training programs for groups of managers practicing all sorts of activities, the simulator relies on an experience that is more cognitive than exciting. But it is important to remember that the game is nothing more than a method, a significant detail that is sometimes difficult to explain to the companies that contract this type of service.
The first problem we came across when we started was to explain to top managers that what they were contracting was something a lot more powerful and far more complicated than a simple game of Ludo or Monopoly.
Make training a game is the Training Games motto. Company chiefs will have to decide if it works on the basis of the results obtained following a session of the game like this one.